Yeah, I don't know where Meri was. I don't know.
I thought Meri and McKelty were good.
Our older kids choose who they want to have relationships with. She's not comfortable with everybody in the family. She won't be on any other things for McKelty and her children.
Hey friends, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It is Monday, November 13th, 2023. If you are expecting Sister Wives, any of them, to address what happened on the off season related to Meri Brown and accusations that were made and leveled by several of the kids about her, that did not happen, except at the very end of McKelty's gender reveal party. It seems as though the producers asked why Meri was not in attendance for the gender reveal. And I believe they all pretended to play stupid. Well, Kody did, because Kody clearly knows what's happening with McKelty. Janelle clearly knows what happened in the off season, because all of these parents were playing into massive damage control. But it was Christine who simply said that their adult children get to choose which adults they want to be around, and that McKelty does not want Meri around, and that Meri will not be around any events related to their kids. So viewers are kind of left with a, what the heck was that? I still think it's weird that McKelty is putting this much on Meri when Kody was the disciplinarian of this family. Kody was the one that used a paddle. And because it's accepted in this community that men do these kinds of things and not accepted for women, that she still feels that her dad is a safe option over Meri. By no means am I saying that anyone should be around anyone that they don't like. It's just a weird double standard. I would think if McKelty would have concerns about safety, it would be, if it's Meri and Kody, it would be Meri and Kody that not be around my kids, not just Meri. But I'm not McKelty. So other topics that came up in this episode were, there was a lot of Christine and Janelle talking about issues in their marriage. Janelle deciding if she's going to leave, where she's at with things, discussions about where things changed in the family and as it related to Robin. And there was some stuff at the very end where they were in Idaho riding ATVs without helmets. Don't even get me started. Riding ATVs without helmets, given what we know about what happened to Dayton. Anyways, where Janelle made a pretty interesting declaration about women having no rights, legal grounds to sue for custody, alimony, or child support in polygamy. And Christine about lost her marbles. So let's dive into the topic. Before we do, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed, and make sure to click on the bell so you never miss a video.
No, she was thinking it invalidated her marriage if I could just leave when I wanted to.
In our faith, our spiritual marriages mean more almost than the legal marriages. Well, they do mean more. Are not something you can just easily decide to not do. No, there has to be something.
So does it invalidate you?
No.
That I just left?
No.
So they talked about when Robin said that Christine would have to go to counseling and go to the leaders of their church to get a release. And Christine wanted to know why Robin would say that. She was under the impression that none of them went to that church anymore. They had a discussion about what it would mean to actually get a release and how do you get one, something they've talked about before. And Christine just sums it up that she thinks Robin was offended that she would just leave and end the relationship because then it would make her marriage mean nothing, which I don't know. Robin's legally married, but there is this whole idea of the celestial kingdom and celestial plural marriage and being exalted, and maybe Robin's still wanting to live and be in exaltation, like having that superiority of it. I mean, that's one of the reasons she probably became a fourth wife, is for that. And Christine and Janelle discussed that. They also talked a little bit about when Robin joined the family, and apparently they stopped doing their Friday night dinners. So they would get together every Friday night and have dinner as a family. They also would spend Saturdays together. And I guess when Robin joined, that just stopped happening. They just stopped their traditions.
We used to have this magical 4 days of feasting for Thanksgiving.
Yes, I know. And when Robin came, a lot of those traditions
Changed. Well, we stopped doing our Friday night dinners. Every single Saturday we were doing things, and Robin came in the family, and it stopped. It all stopped.
She was a separate entity from us, and Kody ended up being over there quite a bit.
Robin always supported our family traditions because that was part of the negotiation that we made.
Again, they prove all of the people I've spoken to and all of the sources that we've heard from in the off season and even this season that Kody was always over at Robin, that their relationship was kept separate, that he did not really keep or integrate Robin into the family. Kody was just obsessed with Robin, the status she gave him, and the bedroom activity, apparently. And he just wanted to be with Robin. And I think that by isolating her, he would be able to keep better control over her, not be influenced by the other women. But it also would create this preferential treatment, obviously. I don't think he ever really wanted to be a polygamist with Robin. I think he met Robin and just wanted to be with Robin. And he was going to abandon the other wives, and that was it. But they had a show to maintain, so he had to keep up his appearances. But I think they're right that Robin's never actually lived plural marriage. Now, when they finally get to Utah, when they finally get to Idaho, that's where we meet Christine's brothers, and they have discussions about women and polygamy. And I was actually surprised, and quite pleasantly surprised, that her brothers are anti-polygamy, like adamantly anti-polygamy.
Our mom downstairs, and then Levi's mom
Upstairs. That was the final when they lived together.
That a long time.
Do you remember it not working?
Yeah. I mean, there was a couple times where they were like just furious and like yelling at each other and stuff. Seeing that firsthand growing up, I mean, it was like there were some times where, I mean, you could just feel the tension in the room. It was like you could cut the tension with a knife growing up. I mean,
the entire time this series has been on the show, we have never met her brothers. I mean, it's wild. These two live in Idaho, and neither one of them are polygamists. They're both incredibly anti-polygamy. Her younger brother, Levi, was from another mother. They explain that at the very end, before Annie left, which was Christine's mom, that the basement wife was living in the basement. Annie was living on the main floor, and he does not recall them getting along. And he remembers a lot of fighting and a lot of tension. And Christine is so dismissive, not to his face, but like in her confessional, she's like, I don't remember that. I always remembered it being great. I think Christine is just keeping sweet still about her thoughts about polygamy. And maybe she doesn't remember things the same way. Maybe she was in her being a teenager, kind of, I'm not really paying attention. I don't know, but it had to have been bad because Annie left. And for Christine to act like she doesn't remember any of this just seems pretty disingenuous. I think she's just putting on a good face. But to hear her brother say that, it was amazing. So clearly it wasn't as happy as they've sort of led everyone on the show to believe. He goes even further to explain that he's against polygamy.
You know, we're just young kids, and it's like you have this atmosphere in the house where you're just like, holy smokes, like who's going to blow up today?
There was nothing but just this little thin paper wall. So, I mean, there was a lot of things that just created conflict.
One little tiny kitchen, and it's a trailer with tissue paper walls. No.
It was not a good time. It was a very miserable time.
Try to make it abundantly clear I've had as little to do with polygamy as possible. I try to be respectful.
Because of their experiences, they're adamantly against polygamy. Neither one of her brothers want anything to do with it. They stay away from it. And Janelle and Christine go into detail about them living together in a trailer with Meri. And it's sort of the first time they dance around the topic, but address publicly that the tissue paper walls created a lot of conflict in their house and in their lives. Why would tissue paper walls create conflict in a celestial marriage? I mean, aren't you all supposed to be sharing a man and being okay with it? But no, apparently listening to your husband be intimate with another woman makes women upset. Huh. It's almost like sharing a husband isn't something anyone should do. Because why would you want to listen to your husband having intimacy with another woman and you're in the same house with him? Not only would that create conflict, I would be wanting to deck the girl, and I'm not even a violent person. He further expands, Levi does, about why he's glad it's illegal.
I think from a lot of people's perspectives, polygamy's done so much harm. So I understand now, like, why it was made illegal, because they're trying to, protect girls, protect the women.
Right.
And that's definitely a good thing. Yeah, at the same time, I mean, we're in a whole new day and age where, people need to be able to be open and be who they want to be. And, we need to recognize, people for who they are.
The Browns have been so up and down and happy and elated that, it's no longer a felony in Utah. Well, that's the only state. It's a felony in the United States, the federal government. Like most other states, it's a felony. But, to hear her brothers say, most people understand that polygamy has done more harm than good. And it has to be illegal to protect the women and children. I kind of felt like he was almost walking it back because he didn't want to offend Christine or Janelle, that, we need to be able to accept people so that they can be open. But I can tell that her brothers are not on board with polygamy. And I almost kind of wonder if Christine had been estranged from them during the period that she was in polygamy, because she was so adamantly afraid to be around family members that would try to pull her out of polygamy, that I wonder if these reunions with her siblings are a product of her leaving Kody. I don't know that she would have been even capable or willing to have a conversation like this before with her brothers. And it's good to have finally someone from this family say it's good that it's illegal. I was like, yes.
In theory, a man can just ghost a wife. He can just stop coming over. He can stop paying any kind of support towards her household. He's not legally obligated, and she can make no legal claim on him. She should have a claim on him financially. They've been married, they've had children together. Maybe there's child support, maybe there's alimony, I don't know. I feel like it would be healthier all the way around if the women and the men felt like they had options.
And again, Janelle admits that men in polygamy ghost their wives. They abandon them. They stop supporting them. Women are left to fend for themselves. Women often live in squalor. In fact, Rulon Allred, the founder of the AUB, was notorious for living and keeping his wives in squalor. You should read Rebecca Kimball's book. Her mom is a sibling of Rulon, their sister. She's Rulon's sister. And she talked about how Rulon just dumped one of his wives with her and her mom, gave them no money, and then expected her mom to feed them. And the mom couldn't even feed her own kids. Rulon would just dump his wives wherever, didn't feed them, didn't give them money, did nothing. So Janelle's like, yeah, some guys just ghost their wives. And it would be great if there was legal marriages, because then women could make legal claims for alimony, child support, whatever, spousal support. P.S. As long as the dad's on the birth certificate, you can sue for child support. But it sounds like Janelle is basically saying, I wish I could sue Kody and Robin. I would sue them for my own assets. I want to sue them. That's what I heard her say, is I wish I could sue them, or I want to sue them.
Do you know what she's talking about here? And what she's hinting at here? Basically, what Janelle is saying is, if I would have had a legal marriage with Kody, and if she would have had a legal marriage with Kody and Meri too, that when it came down to leave, it'd be also a legal divorce, which would mean it would be a 50-50 split of everything.
I'm sitting here because my finances are also mush-mashed right now with everybody's.
Kody has been delaying paying off Coyote Pass, and he's, to this day, even though the land is paid off, they haven't sold it. There's been no division, and she still does not have her assets. He is, in many ways, continuing to hold her in financial limbo, unable to move on from her money and with her money, because Kody has trapped her. And what Christine is saying is she's saying that if we were legal, we could get our money because we could get a divorce. We could go to court. Janelle could still go to court for that property, and she could still fight with him over the property and the division of assets because they were in a business together. They could still sue him she could still sue him for child support, back child support even for the kids that he had with her that he probably never paid her child support for. She could sue him, and what Christine is saying is like if they were really divorced, she would be suing him. And it would be in the courts and the judge would divide it up, meaning Janelle's wanting to leave, but she's completely tied up financially. And Janelle expands.
I'm having to fight hard to get my estate separated.
I really feel strongly that women should all be empowered in plural marriage with financial choices, with financial power, with claim on their husband's estates, because I think that would level the playing field. So if we were all legally married, the courts would divide the assets based on the relationships.
Janelle has literally court on her mind. I wish she would sue him. It would be amazing to see somebody take Kody to the cleaners. None of them have filed suit against him, and they could. Christine could still sue him for child support. She could still sue him to take care of his kid truly. Janelle could still sue him over Coyote Pass. They all had a business together under Kody Brown Family Entertainment. She could sue him for wages. She could sue him for back pay. She could sue him for a lot of different things. She has some rights, but it's ironic to hear her say I wish I had these things, but I want women to be empowered in polygamy. There's no such thing as empowerment when you have to share a husband. You just cannot at all suggest that there's anything empowering about being in a marriage with another woman and a husband. Kody says, she owns 25% of everything. And Meri's like, I have no issues. I think everything will get divided. Really? It's 2023 and that property has not been divided and Janelle still doesn't have her money. And nobody's building out there.
If I could do anything, I would be out there knocking on the door saying, get yourself financially independent, because then you have choices. And that's not something that a lot of women, for some reason, culturally, they don't think about.
One of the reasons she's still with Kody is because of this, because she has nothing in her name.
There you have it. Kody has been financially abusing his wives by strategically not allowing them to hold assets. I still believe that part of the reason why they left Las Vegas was because he had no claim to the homes in Vegas. Janelle owned her home outright. She had a mortgage, but he wasn't on the title. He also wasn't on the title of Christine's home. So he had no access to that money and no rights to it if they were to leave. And both of them, I believe, wanted to leave in Las Vegas. I truly believe one of the primary reasons he wanted out of Vegas, because he wanted to get them out of their homes, because he didn't want to have them give them the rights to leave. They could sell that and leave. So he took that out from under them. Christine was smart, and she did set everything up correctly and bought a house and was able to get him off of it and sell it and move on. And Janelle just can't because Kody is financially abusing her, which is, again, another admission by these ladies that they previously denied that women are not financially harmed by men or exploited. They've been financially harmed and exploited by Kody the entire time the show's been on, the entire time they've been married, and now Janelle is stuck. I say sue him, Janelle. Sue him. Sue him for everything, and then get your own show. And Meri cannot see or be around kids, I guess. Tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Bye, guys.